Hi friends, this is CC and welcome to Hobby Hands. In this vlog, we're going to turn this into this. What we're going to do is a build of this, which is the Kinetic 1/72nd scale model of the MQ-9, which is the Reaper UAV. So let's start building. As you can see, there's only 2 sprues and they're all in grey. There's no clear parts. The molding looks quite nice. Not a lot of flash or ejector pin marks. Panel lines are recessed. Can't tell you much about the fit yet, only when we start building. Let's have a look. Okay, let's start. There's no interior bits to be done. There's no cockpit. So we'll start with the fuselage, and it comes in 2 parts, a top half and a bottom half. Alright, what we're going to put in is the main landing gear base. Actually fits quite nicely. Now with the other main landing gear bay. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is build the wings, and it comes in 2 parts, a left half and a right half. There's a tiny antenna on this wing. Just be careful not to cut that off. I nearly did by accident. Let's clean up the wing a little bit. The panel lines are actually quite nice and deep. May not need to do too much scribing. Alright, so this we fit the 2 parts together and align the holes. And then cement them together. It's quite a long wingspan, and we'll fit that into a hole in the fuselage half. Okay. This next step actually calls for weight to be put in the front. So before we fit the two halves together, the landing gear sits about here, and there's quite a big tail at the back, so it's going to be quite tail heavy. Alright, let's put some ballast into the front of the aircraft. Okay, let's put some on the top half as well. This is thin CA glue that I'm using. Alright, now to assemble the two halves once the glue for the weights have dried. That's what we're doing now. There you go. Let's put more glue. Okay, and then use masking tape to tape the two halves together. So I'm just going to use a needle scriber to just deepen the panel lines a little bit more. They're already quite deep originally. So we do about maybe 4 runs. It's great for when you put a panel line wash. Alright, so next thing we're gonna do is try and get rid of the seam lines with some putty. So I'm doing is just putting putty on the seam lines now. Putty up this bit here as well. Okay, now putty up the rest, including the bombs and other parts. Alright, putty's dry now. So what we're going to do is to clean up and we'll do some sanding. So we'll do this little part first, just to show you. And I start with a 600 grit sander. It cuts away the bulk of the putty. The next grit that I'm using is 800. Followed by 2000. It's already quite smooth at this stage. And finally, I'll do a sanding with 6000 grit. And that's the finest that I will go down to for this scale. Okay, there you go. So I'm gonna do with the bombs as well. There's the engine part. And then also have to do it for the fuselage. It's quite a lot. Alright, so what we're doing now is starting to spray. And what I'm doing is spraying a darker grey for the underside of the aircraft. The top of the aircraft gets a lighter grey later. Okay, so I'm going to do it now is to start masking off these painted areas. So I need to also mask off the propeller with the tips, with the little stripes. And I also have to mask off for the GPUs or the bombs, the guided bombs, for the little yellow striping. Start with the main aircraft. Alright, now time to paint the upper surfaces. Then I do this with a lighter grey. Okay, everything's done for the main fuselage. So time to unmask. So we start with the bomb. And there you can see the yellow strap. We'll also do it for the Hellfire missiles. And there's two straps for this one. There you go. Alright, now to do the propeller. There you go. One down, one blade down. And that's done. Alright, now let's take off the masking for the main fuselage. Do it gently so the paint doesn't come off with the masking tape. You can see the two tones there, a darker grey for the bottom and a lighter grey for the top of the fuselage. Alright, what I'm doing here now is just giving the whole aircraft a coating of gloss clear. This will help me when I do the panel line washers and as well as doing the decals. The decals stick better to a glossy surface. Alright, there we go. As you can see, the aircraft is actually quite shiny now with a couple of coats of the gloss clear. So what we're gonna do now is to do panel line wash. We'll do the decals after that. So this is what I do. Okay, now that the panel line wash is dry, what I do is then clean up all the smudges. I do that with a cotton bud and some thinner. And this leaves behind very neat panel lines. What we're gonna do now is do the decals. So all the weapons will have decals as well. The decals are good though, very thin. Okay, now all the decals are done. What I'm doing is giving the aircraft another coat of gloss clear to protect the decals. So what I'm doing here is just to give all the darker colored items a quick dry brush with just white. Like that. This is the front landing gear. These are the main landing gears. I'll show you as well the Hellfire missile. Okay, this next step that I'm doing is actually giving the whole aircraft a flat clear. I like my aircraft in a flat finish. There you go, friends. As you can see, the final assembly steps can be done now. You can see all the decals are on, the panel lines have been done, and it's got a nice flat finish. Just assemble them. The first thing I want to do is to assemble the wheels to the landing gear. This is the front landing gear. It's one of the tail fins. Alright, let's assemble all these parts together. Okay, I'm gonna assemble the weapons as well. Okay friends, as you can see, most of the MQ-9 is done. Weapons are on, the landing gear is on. The last thing we're gonna do is put on the 2 tail fins. The fit is very nice. And it aligns very well as well. And the very last bit here is the propeller. So it doesn't provide for a turning prop. So what I'm gonna do is not use any glue on the prop and just stick it in there like that, and you can still post it like that. It's all done. There you go. There's a completed MQ-9 Reaper. Put it on the side. The Reaper is now complete. What I want to show you now as well is the difference in size between the MQ-9 Reaper and this is the MQ-1 Predator. Significantly larger than the MQ-1. You can see that the Reaper also can carry a lot more weapons than the Predator. There you go friends, hope you enjoyed that vlog. Please subscribe to my channel and give me a like. And thank you very much for watching.